Hello and welcome to the Real Life Alexa channel. I'm Alexa. It's my real life. It's getting late, and this is about the fourth topic I've come up with and started a video on. So let's see how this one goes. I looked at a writing prompt, and I thought, okay, that one could be good. And then it went a little south. I was like, nope, let's not do that. I was talking about the Whale of the Year. The spring equinox, or if you are in certain pagan religions, we call it Ostara. That was yesterday, equal day and night, with the days now continuing to get longer until the summer solstice. That one didn't go so well. And then I don't even remember what the other topic was, but I started one on Doctor Who, and that's what I'm going to talk about because I think that I wanted to do something fun and a little less deep. And so I had started looking at movies I like and TV I like, and I wanted to talk about Doctor Who because the new season starts up in a couple of weeks. There's a new actor playing the Doctor. He's had one episode fully on his own, and an episode where he and David Tennant were both the Doctor at the same time. It's fun. If you don't think it can happen in Doctor Who. So Doctor Who, for those who don't know, is a British sci-fi TV show. It originated in like the 60s or something, over 50 years ago for sure. And it has this character, the Doctor, who is an alien from the planet Gallifrey. He is of the species Time Lord, and he has a little blue box that is a police box. It looks like one on the outside, and it is bigger on the inside. And essentially, this program was extremely popular. The way I understand it, so if I'm a little bit off on the details, the original actor, for whatever reason, he might have passed away. He wasn't able to continue, and the show was popular, so they recast and they got a second actor, and they came up with this idea that when mortally wounded and about to die, Time Lords can regenerate and become a whole new body. A whole new person, but with all of the memories, thoughts, feelings, etc., that they have had throughout all of their regeneration, all of their lives, all of their versions, I guess. There are certainly monsters in it, in that the Doctor goes around and tries to help and to save people and to fix things. And as with our world, there are always people who, and not just humans, but any type of alien race, that, there are good and bad, mix of everything, right? People have, we all have our own motives and we all have our own beliefs. And sometimes those beliefs can lead us into thinking we are morally superior for whatever reason to others. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes people get twisted and think that the only way to prove that is to quash people with other beliefs, and that's probably not a good thing. Although as a species we do learn by social correction. So this is where currently the people who don't like it, they call it being cancelled. It's actually just dealing with the social consequences of actions that most people don't find okay. And the Doctor goes around and he doesn't try to land in the situations, although maybe that's just a lie he tells himself. But he ends up in a lot of situations where he can help. And his IQ is who knows what, but he has 2 hearts, so he can love twice as much, and he doesn't carry weapons. He carries a screwdriver to help fix things. This show went off the air. Again, I'm not the greatest at dates. I probably should have looked it up, but it's I'm more of a new Who, or a new Whovian. So in the 2000s, gosh, I'm so bad at the dates, maybe like 2008 or so. The BBC restarted the program with a new lead actor and a new companion. He always finds people doesn't have to be human, goes around in his TARDIS, time and relative dimension in space, his blue police box. And they travel with him, and they always sort of add counterpoint to his character. And they started it again, and I was totally giving him the wrong number, but 9 is Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. And it's such an annoying, overused phrase, but their chemistry on screen, the way that they were able to bring to life the writing, and I think that the writing was a huge part of it. So they brought this series back to life, and it has been a hit, sort of going strong ever since. And there have been, we've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or up to 14. So 6, not including the War Doctor, who didn't really he was in a couple of episodes, but he wasn't really the lead of the new series. So we've had, what did I just count? 6 actors play the Doctor since this started again. And we've had a lot of different writers, and I don't speak for other fans, but I do notice that episodes by a couple of the people who have written episodes over the years, a substantial number of the episodes, they tend to be more well received based on the online feedback that I, see from other fans. And I'm really excited for the newest actor. I really hope I get this correct, because I have looked at the pronunciation. Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti Gatwa. Really hope I got that right. I like to try and get people's names right. He's had 1 episode, and he's brought, all of the people who have played this character have brought a different persona to it. And we always think we're not going to like the new Doctor when there's a change in casting. And the new Doctor almost always grows on us. In generally speaking, when I think of the other feedback that other fans, leave online, there's always people who will just never get on board with a certain 1 or 2. They'll always have their favorite, and we do always have our favorites. I was very skeptical of Capaldi, because we went from Eccleston to David Tennant to Matt Smith, and then we jumped, and it was such a different character. The age and the gravitas and the eyebrows that he brought to it. And then I do think that some of them kind of got screwed by some of the writers of the episodes. And if they had a lot of the episodes Capaldi had were written by the people that I tend to like their episodes the most. And I think that if, for example, Jodie had some of those episodes written for her, it might have been different. I think that there were 2 things working against her. 1, she was the first female to play the Doctor, and then 2, the writer at the time definitely had an agenda, which, not necessarily bad, but possibly not the right time for some Whovians to, with everything else going on in society, like, we turn to this for entertainment to get us out of society and out of our brain, out of the crazy news cycle all the time. So to then go and watch our show and just have similarities to what's going on in the world put back in your face, and like not subtly. It was, or could be, a little bit difficult. So I do wonder what she could have done with some of the different episodes. But then again, there are some episodes that the other actors had that maybe they weren't the right person for that episode, or it wasn't the right time for that either. But I think Capaldi won me over in an episode where I think it was like the Zygon invasion or something. I don't know if that was the episode with the speech, and it was like a 2 or 3 parter, and one of the episodes he just had this speech, and it was basically summing up every single war that's ever been. And essentially, if 2 people had just sat down and negotiated a truce before the war even began, because that's what's going to happen at the end of every war, there's going to have to be some sort of truce. A lot of lives could be saved. And that episode and the way he delivered the lines, and it had been building up. I mean, he's been a Whovian fan, and I mean like a real Whovian fan. He was, I call myself a Whovian, and I like the show, but it's not like I, write to the writers. It's not like I cosplay. I've never been to a Comic-Con, although probably would be fun. There's people who, but I'm not like that with anything really. I don't tend to go overboard in ways that are probably fun to go overboard in. It's not my sort of style to do it. But Capaldi was a fan from the original series, and when he was given the role of the Doctor, he definitely just brought this respect with him, like from a fan's perspective. And his episode, there's an episode where he's the only person who speaks in the entire episode, and the only other character in the episode until essentially the very, very end is an intimidating, sort of deathly, fearish figure. And my goodness, what a performance that was. So he definitely, I think, is at the top of my list of the actors. And then in terms of companions, I have been a Donna Noble fan since her first episode. I was very excited that she and David Tennant played the Doctor for a few episodes. They were given an arc because the way it was left in her original full series was just dirty. Oh God, they did that character dirty the way they ended that. That was heartbreaking. And to have it come back, and to have you have to wonder, did these writers literally have this written down, like, if we need something in a few years, we could do this, and have this idea ready when they wrote what they wrote, knowing it would break our hearts? Or did they hear the feedback and say, well, we should probably fix that because people didn't like the way it was ended, right? I don't know. It would be interesting. I could probably look up and see if they've talked about when they came up with that idea. But if you have not watched it, I definitely recommend trying it. You don't have to watch the original series. You can jump in with the new Who. Give it several episodes so you can really catch on with what's going on. And there will be some episodes that are, not so great, that they're not your favorite in the series. a lot of episodes can be sort of standalone, so you don't have to, there's not a lot of cliffhangers waiting for the next episode. There's a couple of series where there are, and I think that loses a little bit of the appeal for me of the series, is when the story is dragged out over way too many episodes. I think that the individual standalone stories all have their own sort of benefit to that. But I'm looking forward to it. I think that the first special that came out on, I want to say it was New Year's, the energy and the vibe of the character is different and very interesting. It has piqued my interest. I wish to see the new episodes. And then they make us wait till May to get them. But they are all premiering at the exact same time around the world. BBC, and at least in this country, it's going to be on Disney Plus. And I'm very excited for it. So this was my little video today. We could definitely go into Whovian villains and which ones are the most scary, because they come up with some real villains that, you know, definitely invoke fear if you think about them. So, but we could also go into a lot of other things, and there's so many. I've mentioned a few episodes and a few of the actors, but all of them have had an episode that is worthy of people sitting up and taking notice. So, as always, if you have made it this far, thank you. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment if you have watched too. Let me know your thoughts. Who's your favorite Doctor? And yeah, go watch it if you haven't. Thank you, and be kind to yourself. Hope to see you next time.